Bitcoin is at 38k in Nigeria. That's right, Bitcoin is now so popular in Nigeria that it is selling for a 60% premium on some exchanges
Nigeria is
there.
the world's second largest user of digital currencies, trading more than 60,000 Bitcoin since 2015.
Nigeria's central bank is absolutely lost their minds. I love Nigeria. I love Nigerians. I went to Nigeria a couple years ago, and in Nigeria, the two things that stuck out to me is one, the country of, I think, 200 million people or so is growing at an incredible rate.
One single country is showing the path to a decentralized financial future. And yes, in per capita levels, it is currently the nation with the largest adoption of crypto in the world. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Edge Capitalism. We analyze how power and value is created in the world. Today's video may blow your mind and what you understand about economics. Are you ready? So let's get started. Sub-Saharan Africa is currently facing a difficult economic climate due to a variety of factors, including the ongoing impact of the pandemic, rising food and energy prices, and high levels of public debt. One of the major challenges facing the region is the need to address high levels of inflation, which is hurting incomes and food security, while also supporting economic growth. While there are significant differences between countries in Africa, the median inflation rate in the region increased to almost 9% in August of the year 2022. And even though the rate of increase has been less dramatic than in other parts of the world, inflation is nearly double pre-pandemic levels, posing risks of social and political instability and worsening food insecurity. The economic fallout from the pandemic has kept domestic economic activity in the region relatively subdued, and it is expected that growth in the region will slow this year. Many countries in the region lack the resources to support and stimulate growth, in contrast to wealthier countries that have been able to inject large amounts of money into their economies. With 213 million people, Nigeria has been one of the most affected countries of the economic problems of the region. Indeed, the rising cost of living in sub-Saharan Africa, driven in part by high levels of household consumption of food and energy, has led to increasing inflation. The IMF predicts that this trend will lead to acute food insecurity for 12% of the population by the end of the year. In response, many countries have implemented subsidies and tax cuts to help alleviate the strain on household incomes. However, these measures should be temporary and targeted to maximize their effectiveness and minimize the burden on already strained budgets. To address rising inflation, central banks in the region have also begun to increase profit rates, influenced by factors such as monetary policy tightening in advanced economies, capital outflows, and currency depreciation. These actions have been taken in countries such as Ghana, Malawi, Mozambique, and Uganda, as well as in economic and monetary unions for both Central and West Africa, including Nigeria. The economy of Nigeria has been heavily impacted by issues in the banking sector and corruption in recent decades. One issue in the banking sector has been a lack of stability and regulatory oversight. This has led to a number of problems, including the failure of several banks and the accumulation of non-performing loans. Corruption has also had a major negative impact on the economy of Nigeria. It has led to the misallocation of resources, as corrupt officials and businesses have been able to secure government contracts and other benefits through bribery and other illicit means. This has resulted in a lack of investment in critical infrastructure and has contributed to a poor business environment, which has made it difficult for businesses to operate and grow. Overall, the combination of problems in the banking sector and widespread corruption has had a detrimental effect on the economy of Nigeria, leading to slower economic growth and development. In March 2019, the Nigerian government implemented a ban on foreign exchange for textile import companies, which caused difficulties for businesses. In order to continue operating and paying for his suppliers, people turned to their friends and relatives to learn more about potential solutions. Some of them had been trading in bitcoins and suggested using them as a means of exchange. As a result of this and other factors, Nigeria has seen significant growth in Bitcoin trading and has become the second largest market for Bitcoin behind the US. According to blockchain research firm Chainalysis, the dollar volume of cryptocurrency received by users in Nigeria in May was $2.4 billion, up from $684 million the previous December. It is believed that the actual scale of cryptocurrency usage in Nigeria is likely to be even larger, as many trades are untraceable. In 2021, Nigeria experienced a significant decrease in inflation, with the rate climbing to 21.47% in November after rising for 10 consecutive months. The National Bureau of Statistics attributed the rising inflation to a number of factors, including increased demand ahead of the Christmas season, the depreciation of the Naira currency leading to higher import costs, and rising production costs. The food price index also showed that inflation in the country was at 24.13% in November, up from 23.72% in October, as Nigeria continues to grapple with rising prices for essential goods. The combination of high inflation, weak economic growth, and growing insecurity is a major concern for voters as Nigeria heads into legislative and presidential elections in February. Inflation can have a number of negative consequences for an economy. One consequence is that it can erode the purchasing power of money. As the general price level of goods and services in an economy rises over time, the value of money declines. This means that people have to spend more money to purchase the same goods and services, which can lead to a decrease in their standard of living. Inflation can also create uncertainty and disrupt economic activity. When prices are rising rapidly, it can be difficult for businesses and individuals to make long-term plans, as they may not know how much things will cost in the future. This can lead to a decrease in investment and economic activity as people become more cautious about spending and investing. Many African economies have suffered from high levels of inflation in recent decades. This can be due to a variety of factors, including economic instability, currency depreciation, and supply and demand imbalances. For example, in countries with high levels of government debt, inflation fueled by the printing of more money to service the debt, which leads to a decline in the value of the currency. In other cases, inflation may be driven by external factors, such as changes in the price of oil or other commodities that are important to the country's economy. Inflation can also be exacerbated by problems such as food shortages, which can lead to higher prices for staples and other essential goods. Cryptocurrency adoption has been met with varying reactions from different countries. While some, such as Nigeria, have seen a magnificent and significant increase in crypto trading due to factors such as a young population open to digital finance, high levels of poverty leading to the proliferation of pyramid schemes, and the use of crypto as a way to protect against exchange rate fluctuations and receive remittances. Other countries like Egypt, Turkey, and Ghana have sought to restrict crypto trading out of concern for the potentially large and unregulated movement of digital funds. In addition to economic and practical considerations, there are also political factors at play, with some viewing cryptocurrencies as a way to safeguard against government repression. There are several reasons why a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin became an important alternative to store value in a country like Nigeria. The main was inflation. In countries with high levels of inflation, such as Nigeria, people may turn to alternatives like Bitcoin as a way to store value and protect their wealth from the devaluation of traditional currency. Another reason is the lack of trust in traditional financial institutions and the insecurity of physical assets. In some countries, there may be a lack of trust in the stability and security of traditional financial institutions, such as banks. This can make it difficult for people to store and access their money. Physical assets, such as gold or real estate, can also be vulnerable to theft or seizure. In these cases, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may be seen as a more secure and trustworthy alternative for storing value. Finally, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies can offer a level of anonymity and freedom from government control that may be attractive to some people. In countries with strict capital controls or a history of government corruption, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may be seen as a way to transact and store value outside of the traditional financial system and beyond the reach of the government authorities. The Nigerian government is reportedly planning to pass a law that will allow the usage of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a means of staying current with the global practices. This news was reported by the Punch newspapers after an interview with the House of Representatives Committee on Capital Markets Chairman Babangida Ibrahim. If the Investments and Securities Act 2007 amendment bill is signed into law, it would enable the local Securities and Exchange Commission to recognize cryptocurrencies and other digital funds as capital for investment. Ibrahim emphasized the need for Nigeria to keep up with trends and developments in capital markets, stating that we have to be up to date with global practices. This news follows Nigeria's ban on cryptocurrency activity in February 2021, when the Central Bank of Nigeria ordered Nigerian crypto exchanges and service providers to cease operation and mandated banks to close the accounts of any individuals or entities found to be engaging in trading activities. The reality is that overnight, Nigeria became the country with the largest per capita adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency on the planet. In sum, more than 30% of the population claim to use crypto in their normal transactions, surpassing big players like the US, China, or Germany, and many other smaller economies that have made big leaps in making crypto an economic reality. That is it for today. I hope you liked this video. We will be very happy to work with you and to analyze the most recent pressing global topics and the issues that bring power and value in the world. For more updates on this topic, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Remember, capitalism is about creating value, not money. See you all soon with more interesting information. Till then, see you.